you may know him by this time, that the Dunces are all in a confederacy against him. Sadly, all of us are born with the power to change the world in a negative direction. It is almost as if the world hangs by a string, and we are all just running with scissors. When I think of people who changed the world, I don't just think of the Abraham Lincoln and John Lennon. I think of the confederacy of dunces that oppose them, like John Wilkes Booth and Mark Chapman. But in this world, where all it takes is one, out of the billions out there, to ruin it all for all of us, we must not forget that there are people out there that give us faith in humanity, give us strength when we are weak, give us a purpose to keep living. And then there are those who hang out in the scrounge. We can all be a source of light to someone else. You really don't need to risk your life or march 10,000 miles to make a lasting impact. Consider the 60s and our journey to the moon. After 10 years of training, millions of dollars spent, and many lives lost from Neil Armstrong, ultimately all it took was a single step to write himself into history. The stuff beforehand could not overshadow that small step. And most of the time, that's all it takes. A small step, a subtle encouragement, loose change, or maybe just having a little decency and responding to that text message I sent you last night. It is said that Rome was not built in a day, yet at the same time, the entire universe was created in less than a single second. We can never know the true extent or impact of our actions, and the outcome may not be fair or even matter. It's like that old Woody Allen quote, 90% of living is just showing up. So much is already picked out for us. Our nation, our family, unfortunately our looks, sometimes even our religion, our politics, and our favorite subpar sports teams. I'm talking to you Sox fans. But life's not about that 90%. It's about the other 10. The things that are not set in stone. The margin of error, so to speak, of our lives. And those unique, perhaps even small decisions define us. And in that 10% lies a path to success. I believe that we are all destined for greatness, which ironically is life's biggest tragedy. Most of us just mess it up along the way. Regardless of what you do with your life, in the end, we all add up to one. How do you know you're not the next great Olympic curler or hot dog eating champ without trying? And these opportunities to find yourself don't just fall in between passing periods. They surround us constantly in flashes. We just have to grab them while they're still there. And that's the best part about nature. There are just so many places to fail. And fail I did. Seriously. Looking back at my career as a student, I've been rejected from sports teams 4 times. 3 of those times in sports that were no good. Rejected, I see some coaches here. Rejected from New True Theater Productions exactly 7 times. Rejected from school dances by sections C through F. And rejected from this position right here 2.5 times. But failing only taught me to try harder and inspired me to find all the underutilized niches that exist in this great school. Now don't get me wrong, I'm by no means going to tell you that I'm some sort of success. Just ask my parents. But my point is that like nature, the universe is just too big to be hopeless. That is why the greatest sin one can commit is the sin of inaction. Besides, of course, texting while driving. There's nothing easier than not failing. You just don't do anything. You just show up. Because in order to reach a level of personal success, you will inevitably find adversity from a confederacy of dunces. And instead of being discouraged, let that be a sign that you are on your way. Want to see a good movie? Just follow the nearest ticket line. The good news is that high school has prepared us to take advantage of the opportunities ahead of us. It is as if right now, the class of 2010 is at an intersection, and we are just waiting for the light to turn green. We can't tell anyone what we want to do with our lives, what we actually believe in, answer life's unanswerable questions, all of which seem to appear on the AP exams. But I will tell you this, until that day comes, don't stop moving, don't stop running. It doesn't matter what you're running to or from, because all it takes is one small step, or even misstep, to reach your destiny. Thank you so much. My English teacher also told me that I should never end a speech with the phrase, in conclusion. Well, in conclusion, I failed English.